Hello friends, today we want to look at how to represent vectors. How do we represent vectors? Remember we said that a vector is a quantity with both magnitude and direction. The magnitude of the vector represents the length of the vector and the direction is the orientation with respect to the bearing. Now, if we draw a vector, it has two main parts. The point, we can call it a point A, which we call the tail of the vector. It is also called the initial point of the vector. It is the starting point of the vector. Then we can call this the point B. We can call this the head of the vector, or we can call it the terminal point. This is where the vector ends. So the initial point and the terminal point. Now the arrow always shows us the direction of the vector. This vector is moving from the point A to point B. The length of the vector AB is the magnitude of the vector. Now we can have a position vector. Position vectors are always with respect to the origin. They're always drawn with respect to the origin, and they always start from the origin 0, 0. Or someone will call it O. And then we can call it point P, X, Y. And our position vector will be OP or P, X, Y. Vectors can also be written in component form. Component form. The component form is what we call XY. It's a matrix. X on top, Y down. X represents the X coordinate, Y represents the Y coordinate. So we can write our vector OP is equal to XY. We can also write our vector in Cartesian form. This same vector OP, yes, it can be written in Cartesian form, and we write it as xi plus yj. I and j are the position vectors which are parallel to the x and y axis. Then we can also write this in magnitude bearing form. Magnitude bearing form. We can have our vector OP written as magnitude R and then bearing theta. All right, magnitude bearing form. Now let's look at two examples. Example 1. Let's say we have a vector OA, and OA is situated on the point 3 here and negative 4. How will we write OA in component form? Yes, we can write OA as 3, negative 4. Yes, the x coordinate is 3 and the y coordinate is negative 4. Now let's say we have another vector OP, that's number 2. OP, and our point P, we have 4 here and then we have 2 here. If we want to write OP in Cartesian form, this will be written as 2i plus 4j. In our next video, we are going to look at the magnitude bearing form in detail. Thank you.